Most people come to Egypt for the pyramids, but we heard there was a place 5 hours into the Sahara that looks like another galaxy.
The Black Desert, the White Desert, and a night under the stars. We wanted to see if the reality lived up to the hype, or if we just drove 5 hours for nothing.
Once we leave Cairo, it's nothing but sand for a long, long time. So our driver came in this morning, quite early, 7 a.m. We're now in the middle of the desert.
But before the sand takes over, we had to stop for one last proper meal in the Bahariya Oasis.
We're now in Bahariya, a trip I'm really excited about. We splurged a little bit for that one. It's gonna cost $170 per person after haggling a little bit. We hope it's just a memorable part of our trip. If you remember properly, the doctor said that it's better to not play with cats.
Only if they bite.
No, that was not what
Or scratch you. This one is too young to be sick. Ouch, il m'a mordu.
So, when some of the people that provide services like taxi drivers, one cat bite later and a full stomach, and the landscape is already starting to look like another planet. Look how small Kim is. This is really, really steep. I think it's even... It's always been a dream of mine to go to the desert. I'm really happy that here you have a mixture of this type of desert, which is like more rocky. And later on today, we're gonna be in the white desert, you know, the powdery sand and proper Sahara vibes. And we're gonna be camping there.
We took a detour to a Bedouin village. It's green, it's lush, but it wasn't exactly the hidden gem we expected.
The second part of the tour is a stop in a village. Mohammed told us that it's a Bedouin village.
It's called El Hez.
So they grow watermelon, which is pretty insane considering we are in the middle of the desert. Obviously, it's a stop for other tours. We're not big fans of having these things where every time we stop, it's full of, you know, tourists or like tourists like us.
Yeah, exactly. In the end, we didn't stick around for long. We were looking for something way older.
Next stop was Crystal Mountain. It's not really a mountain though, it's actually this massive ridge of quartz crystals that formed millions of years ago.
37 million years ago, this was an ocean. What is like the difference between like Egyptian people and more Bedouin people?
We are Arab people.
Yeah.
But we call it the Bedouin place because the traditional and the looks of the building is still like a Bedouin.
Mm-hmm.
But in the real Bedouin, you will find in Sinai. The Bedouin people, they live in the desert with a tent, with some camel and some sheep.
Yeah.
This is the life of the Bedouin. But
So they move every day?
no. They move, but they back at the main houses
Okay.
afternoon. Call it the real Bedouin in Egypt. But in Bahariya, it is Arab people.
Okay.
They came since a long time ago from Libya.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Crystal Mountain was cool, but this is where things really stepped up. If you've seen the movie Dune, this is it. Agabat Valley is mind-blowing. The scale of it just makes you feel so small.
Agabat literally means obstacles in Arabic. Looking at these formations, you can really see how the wind has been carving this place for ages. It's the kind of silence that actually feels heavy. It just makes you realize how small you are out there.
And this place here is the old desert. We're gonna be staying in the new desert, kind of the same version as this one, but the new desert has a more shimmery rock situation. The moon is just amazing, and we're gonna be sleeping in an open air tent. Basically during winter they have a real tent because it's colder, but now that we are in summer season, it's going to be like no roof on the tent. First time for me, first time for Kim. She's a little afraid about this, but I think we're gonna have an amazing time.
I'm not gonna sleep the whole night.
We haven't gotten into Kim's fashion choices for this trip yet, but let's just say the Desert Wind wasn't a fan of the headband. Here's how it started versus how it's going. Kim is bringing the fashion today. Look at her with the headband, which she never wears. This is a new thing, but she's rocking it.
I want to cover up to be, a little bit respectful, but I'm actually quite hot now.
This is what happens when you want to have the swag during the entire day with the headband, and you're in the desert and you remove it.
I need my hairbrush.
On aurait vraiment dit de la neige. We woke up in the desert this morning. No words to describe the experience. It looks like we have snow all around us. We slept under the stars in sleeping bags, but not in a tent, which is a first.
Yeah, I thought I would be so scared because, I was even scared of sleeping in a van in the US, but it was so peaceful here. I was okay because the moon was so bright. It felt like you could walk and see where you were going because it was so bright. And now Mohammed is making a breakfast for us. It looks amazing. It's a lot of different things. So we're gonna go back so we're not impolite.
With the food, yeah. I'm just gonna drink a little more coffee, but
Take that. That was a big breakfast.
breakfast of champions.
Yeah. Do you think all the Bedouins have such a big breakfast?
Just for the tourists.
It was also such a beautiful moment yesterday. After eating dinner, Mohammed made a little bit of Bedouin tea, and we just sat there and we're just drinking tea and sharing a nice moment. And I think that these are the moments that we actually enjoy so much during traveling, is exchanging with the local population. So he was just explaining how they live, the Bedouins, how they used to live, how they live now, what are the traditions, and this was so amazing. A couple words to describe the adventure.
Stunning. Unique. One of a lifetime.
We then had to see the famous chicken and mushroom rocks before heading back to reality. The mushroom and the chicken.
Looking back, this trip was so much more than just seeing the sights. It was about the silence, the skill, and honestly just surviving the desert together. But the adventure isn't over yet. We're packing up and heading to Luxor next to dive into some incredible history. You won't want to miss this, so see you guys there. My very French theory is that the actual fun and interesting part is over there. And we're just here looking at rocks. And those rocks are just basic rocks. There was no ocean before. We're just like, wow, rocks. And they're actually seeing like a nice oasis with like really cool stuff.